Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I am Amy. I am FEW's ambassador. This is my first time hosting this live stream, so I'm very excited about it. I am a fashion brand owner. I run a fashion brand business and I used to be a lawyer. So today is my first live stream show, and I welcome Claudius in joining us. So Claudius is an experienced angel investor and a PE fund partner. So he's here today to answer all your questions about how to make your business more profitable. Hi, Claudius. How are you today?
I'm good. Hi, Amy. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to come back again and a little bit of my own introduction. I have 20 years experience in private equity investment, and I also have a hobbies to find some good venture capitalist company to invest. And I'm glad that I'm the investor of FEW, and hopefully my section can help all the FEW members.
I'm sure it will. So, also, it's a very good investment to invest in FEW. So, here we welcome our first member, Jennifer. And so Claudius is here to answer all your questions on your business model, profitability, and all those other questions. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, can you hear me? It's okay?
Yep, it's very clear. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. I don't know. I think I've met you somewhere before. I can't remember. Probably in my banking days because you look very familiar. In any case, so I'm the CEO of a online parenting platform called Whisper.com. So we primarily work with learning centers, schools, and education businesses in Hong Kong. We basically aggregate like schools, learning centers, kids products and services business, right? And so during the days before COVID-19, we were involved mainly in organizing offline events. So we work with people like SCMP, Sunday Kids. We've done like open days for schools, learning centers, and then all that thing, right? We also offer online advertising services because we have a database of parents, right? Because we do our own content. And then we also distribute an online cloud-based operating system software now for specifically designed for learning centers to automate their daily operations, from invoicing to marketing to online booking, and teacher scheduling and all that stuff. So I guess the question I have for today is with the operating system software, because of all the funding that the government was giving out, one of them was the distance business program. So we've got this software, the company has actually applied and become a referred vendor list, IT vendor list for the DBIS funding. We've seen a lot of take up from learning centers to use the software to automate all their daily operations, right? Now, of course, with software, it's kind of like one-to-one. We meet them, we do the demo, they see it, they like it, set up trial account, and then they start using it and so on. I'm just wondering, like for B2B products like this, a software for education businesses, what is the best way to make it like viral, like to sell a lot faster? Because the way we're doing it is clearly one by one, meeting by meeting, word of mouth referral. And I think VCs are also looking away that, we have a great product. We have close to about 80 centers using it now, but I want to see the viral effect. How can you sell it a lot faster, before I, want to even consider investing in your company, right? So just looking for ways where you think for a software, how do we make it viral? How do we increase the sales conversion much quicker?
Yeah. Firstly, I think I could congratulate you become the vendor list from the government, and that actually helps quite a bit. So in terms of how to grow the business faster, I just want to check. Your sample account or the trial account is all available in internet?
Yes. So we have a website. People can sign up for trial account. But at the moment, we don't want to be like just setting up a free trial and half the people who just sign up on their own, they have no idea how to use it, right? Mm-hmm. So the way we do it, we actually set up a meeting, we do the demo, and then if they're interested, at least you've seen the demo, seen how to use it. We have some written manual we can email to you afterwards. We'll give you a trial, probably for a short period of time, only 7 days. go through it, play with it. If you're interested, then we go on and start, onboarding you, right? And then you sign a contract and so forth. Yeah.
Do you have a demo video that a user, if he or she is interested, can go to the website and take a look?
Yeah, we have the demo video, but we also realize when we send demo videos or like PowerPoints how to use it, half the time like people might watch it, but they don't do anything afterwards, or they don't follow up with it. But if we do face-to-face in person, when we show the demo, explain things, and they ask all the questions and we answer on the spot, it's more effective. So face-to-face meetings are still much more effective in converting clients than just, sending out a free video or free trial account, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is inevitable because you have to go there to explain to your clients, to demonstrate, how to use that and what's the advantage of your software. So I think if you think anything that can do online, try to do it online in order to minimize the meeting time. Or actually you can coach them. Throughout the Zoom, let's say.
Yeah.
So that can save a lot more of your salesperson time. And the second, obviously, is you need to hire more salesperson. So I heard that your conversion rate actually is quite good, right?
Yeah, so I think, like say, out of 10 clients, most of the feedback comes back, they see as a very good software. And then so I would say maybe like around 6, 7 of them will definitely think it's a great software. We will adopt it. This is on one-to-one meetings. So of course, during COVID, we were doing Zoom meetings and we can do Zoom demo, right? But it's still a one-to-one. Every Zoom meeting, you do one person, right? And then they ask questions and so on and so forth. And then later on, we come in training, onboarding. So we're just trying to figure out how else can we, because it's a B2B product, what can we do to make it more viral? Like if I convert one B2B client, that one B2B client would then subsequently bring me 5 new B2B clients.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say, you probably really need a one-to-one meeting. But I think on the demo part, do you think of, you set a schedule that can ask, few of your potential clients or even 10 of your potential clients to join the demo meeting together. And then you got, different people to call them up to follow up and to close the deal. That probably can save you some time on demo as well. Because I will think of your demo probably will be the same for all your 10 clients, 10 potential clients. And obviously they will have questions and you can have one-to-one dialogue with them afterwards. So that's probably save you a little bit time. But to be frank, I think you have to got more salespeople, especially if you got 70% conversion rate. That's an amazing conversion rate that a B2B company can have. So make sure you got enough people because I think the window is actually quite short. At the moment, people are really eager to have the good software to distribute their products. But after a while, firstly, they probably will already choose one that the first mover advantage. And secondly, if they can't choose one, for so long, they're probably out of business anyway. So I think the window is really the key. So you should move faster.
Yeah, we're trying to move fast, but because also our team is quite small. From my client relationship, from the things that I did before, education space, events, we work with, we organize a lot of events. So I work with a lot of like B2B education businesses, learning centers, right? So it's become like a one-to-one meeting, like, setting up with them. We thought about organizing like sort of like a online webinar where we can have a group of people come in, but still it's, in general, like when you do group, it's the conversion seems to me that probably people don't dare to ask the question, or they watch it, or then they like left it and that's it, So, but when you do a more personalized one-to-one, they can ask all the questions they want, not be shy about it, right? And then we can also say, what's the next step from here? Do you want to do this or not, right? But when it's online group webinar, I can't say, hey, everybody here. what's your next step, right? So because it's a software, we also figure out like what's the best way to grow, software distribution. I know it's a B2B software. So how do we create a viral effect? That's what we're trying to figure out. That's all.
Yeah, I think I mean, definitely a B2B business, you have to have more personalized content. So because every contract is customized, and I mean you have to have enough salespeople, enough knowledge about your products, and they want to experience it. So my advice is I assume your variable cost of your software is quite low, right?
Yeah, I mean it's one software, but we are currently in the phase that we're adding a lot of new features as well, right? So because the software it's cool, it comes with an app. Parents can do online booking via the app. They can like student report card could be streamed, or videos could be streamed from the center direct to the parents via the app. So you avoid all this like phone calls, manual phone calls calling in. Hey, like what's my invoice? Have I paid? Hey, I want to reschedule my class as well. Everything can be done by the app from the parent to you, right? And then even things like scheduling your teacher's schedule, and then like makeup classes, things like that, right? So because
I think your business, the beauty of your business is you have obviously a decent investment in your software, but most of it are fixed costs. And so when you gain one more customers, actually your marginal margin actually is quite high. So I would say, I mean, you should actually spend a little bit more on your sales force, because once you convert one customers into your platform, actually you will be, I assume, I mean, it can be quite a long horizon for them to stick on your platform. And your variable cost is relatively low, so you have a very good margin. So you should actually invest more in your sales force and capture the window at least this period of time.
Okay, so distribution, yeah. So I guess because when a customer comes on, it's a monthly subscription, so they keep going on and on. Yeah, exactly. So it's the physical distribution touch points with clients.
Yeah, so what you should do is you should have a really good in-house training, and to train, 10 or even 20 salesperson to have product knowledge, and then really, set up as many meetings as you can, because I'm sure, you got the list of those, educational company got the funding from government.
Yes.
So you should actually, call them, get a call to them, and bid them what they are now using, and promote your software to them, because I think that's the window that you can do things. And since you have a very good margin, so don't worry too much about the sales cost. You can give them a little bit more and hire more people and get them up and running as soon as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to see if there's any online solution to make it viral. But I guess now we still have to be offline, meaning we have to have feet on the ground, salespeople to go to every single touch point and close the deal, right? That's good to know. Yeah, it's helpful having the government funding, because it goes in a package. You get the funding and you get the software to use, and government's going to cover 12 months use of it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And hopefully we can grow your business faster.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very meaningful conversation, and I learned a lot from that too. So, shall we welcome our next member, Olivia?
Hi, Olivia.
Cannot hear her.
We cannot hear you very clearly.
Hi.
Hi, now we can hear you.
Okay, hi, I'm Olivia. I'm the founder and CEO of Bride Union, which is a B2B2C wedding planning platform, which we bring suitable wedding vendors to the brides to be for their weddings. So it is a wedding planning tools. So we are a technology startup. So as a startup, because we don't have a lot of track record, so we are wondering how we can convince our customer, which is the wedding vendors, to pay for our service.
I see. So firstly, is it your business is already up and running, or you are still in a planning stage?
Actually, we developed it from a blog, which we have followers and we have fans on social media. So we would like to further expand it to our technology product, which include more tools and AI matching stuff on our platform.
I see. So have you got your first customer already?
Yes, we have some audience and we have we are website visitor.
I see. So I think the key is because I assume, lots of your potential customers will see the wedding is very important thing in their life. Hopefully once in their life or maybe twice. Sometimes. But the key is actually is a very important thing for very important event for them. So I think you have to got some customers experience and ask the customers to tell the potential customers what kind of special service or what kind of advantage your company have. Because I'm sure you have some competitors even on the web or offline. But I think you need to ask your customers to give you the testimony on exactly what's the advantage or what's the niche of your company. Because for them, obviously, since they pay you or since they use your service, they must have your company must have something that attract them relative to others. So what's that point? What's the key that they choose your company? I think that's that kind of testimony will be very useful for potential customers because they are in the same stage. On the wedding planning. So once they heard of other customers, then they will more or less get convinced.
Okay, so do you think we can add more because we are a wedding platform targeting millennials? We differentiate ourselves is that we don't promote a lot of big or luxury weddings. We promote more on the small intimate wedding ideas, and we are eco friendly and we promote shark-free weddings. Do you think this kind of core values are important to our client or customers?
Yeah, I think so because I think the millennials right now is more focused on, as you said, eco-friendly. Whether it's intimate, good experience. I think because for the customers that you have, they must be on that range as well. So ask them what make them choose your company, and this is very important because as a potential customers, they all look at very similar factors, especially they are in the same age group or same type of target customers. So this is something that can differentiate your company versus your competitors.
Okay, so thank you. So another question is about the financial forecast because when we apply some incubation program or some startup competition, they will ask us about the financial forecast, but we don't want to make a very fake or we just make the number very fake or unrealistic. But as a startup, how can we make an accurate financial forecast?
I would say every forecast is based on assumption.
No.
So, obviously, we need to examine whether our assumption is a realistic one. But since you are in a startup company, and obviously you have your objective, you have your plan, you have your target. But just to be brave enough, to make those assumptions. So for every financial professionals, they look at your forecast. They are not just looking at the top line or the bottom line or the numbers itself. They will look at your assumption. So make sure you got a rationale for the assumption behind. If people ask you why you think this assumption makes sense, you need to answer that. You need to have a good answer on that in order to get past or people will trust on your forecast. So I think that's the key. But before that, I would suggest you take a look on a book called Business Model Canvas, CANVAS. Actually I also mentioned it in my last live show, because I think that book actually gives you a very good framework to analyze your business, and you have to know, I mean, what's your competitive edge and what's your revenue, what's your cost specifically in those exercises in order to make a meaningful forecast.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So another question is, it is my last question, it is that when we have already adopt a business model, for example, a subscription model, but we find that it doesn't work. So if you want to change the business model, it will bring troubles to our customer, our partner, and many kind of people. So when do you think we should shift the business model, and what is the how is the process of changing the business model?
Okay, why your subscription model doesn't work? I mean, I don't know what kind of subscription they are given.
I mean, if we already adopt a business model, for example, subscription model, or like I don't know, because we haven't adopted the business model yet. But if we have adopted a business model, but we find that it doesn't work, so how can we change when we are running the business? Because it will bring a lot of troubles to many parties or many stakeholders.
Sure. Firstly, you have to go back and think about what's your business model first. And
Yeah.
I mean, instead of thinking, I mean, how to change your business model, you better spend enough time to think about the right business model at the very first place. Because as you said, I mean, changing the business model, changing the subscription model, I mean, it actually will give you a lot of negative effect to your key partners, to your subscribers, to your customers. So you need to think very carefully. So I would suggest you, I mean, take a look at that book I mentioned, and
Okay.
here you go through it and find a good business model before you actually implement it. Because you have to have a plan before you actually implement it. Otherwise, after you ask your customer to come and they don't know what they are having.
Okay. So any other books you would suggest to the startup founders or the startup owner?
I think that's probably the first one you should go through it, and after that, then you will know what's the major concerns that your startup will have, whether it is in customer segregation, or whether it's in a revenue model, whether it's in a value proposition. So after you go through the basic one, then you can go through, you can go deeper into a single aspect of a business model. And I think, I mean, at that point of time, we can talk again and suggest you another book.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Very good, great advice. So thank you. So here we have some audience questions coming from the audience. So I encourage you to send us questions if you have, and we can answer you immediately. So here's one question from our audience about company core values and culture. How important are these, like company core values and culture, contribute to the success of a business?
I would say it really depends on what's the size of your company. Because I mean, if you are talking about a small entrepreneur, I mean, we are talking about a very small company, let's say less than 10 people. Actually, a very strong founder or very strong entrepreneur can more or less, I mean, overlook the whole thing. So the core value culture is not very important at that stage, because I mean, the entrepreneur, the founder are so hands-on. He or she knows, I mean, all his or her staff, what they're doing. So he or she can control more or less quite perfectly. So that's not very important in that aspect. But obviously, if you want to grow a bigger company, you have more managers, you have more I mean, middle level people. Then you need to have to pass those core values and culture to them. because every people they have their own history, they have their own career track record. So when they enter a new company or enter your company, they probably in their brain or in their mind they are having the ex-company culture. So you have to give them a new core value and new core culture in order to let them to manage their own small team. So I think I mean if you are a company less than 20, 30 people, I think that's not the key because you, the founder, the entrepreneur himself or herself is already the core value, is already the culture. But once you have middle management and expand your company, then you need to form it.
Agree totally. So the bigger the company, the more important the core value of the culture is.
Yes, because you need to have a very basically you need to have a written statement about your core values and culture in order for all the people, all your employee, all your staff to understand.
Yeah.
Because I mean, once you have 1,000, I mean, employee, you can't talk to them one by one.
Yeah.
And even you have a written core value and culture, you still need to spend time to
training them.
Yeah, to let them understand, to let them fully, I mean, interpret the core value and culture as the same as the entrepreneur or as the founder.
Yeah. So that's very important for the success and continued success of the company at that stage.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I have other questions. So I think a lot of people might want to ask because right now the economy is suffering very hard because of the pandemic worldwide. So I know that you are on board of a lot of portfolio companies that you have invested in.
Yeah.
So how would you advise them to maintain profitability or just to survive in this situation? I think it's really, really hard, but what would you advise for in general?
To be frank, I mean, it's a tough time for everyone. It's not as easy as before, but I think that actually also an opportunity for a lot of companies. If your company or if my portfolio company is doing a very traditional business, I would suggest them really need to take a look and see whether they can have any new opportunity under this COVID situation. Because I mean, just like the company that we talked to, I mean, Jennifer's company, our first members company today. I mean, she actually can find out a very great opportunity in the sense that because I mean, if there's no COVID, there's no government funding for the educational company, and she got no chance to sell her cloud-based operating model for them. So I think that actually is the opportunity under the new COVID situation. So I would say two suggestions. One is if they are really traditional, think about that whether there's new opportunity. I mean, obviously, if it is bleeding, I mean, it's loss making, then you have to look at what kind of things you can do. I mean, sometimes maybe you need to make some difficult decision, but I think that's have to be because it's not an easy time for everyone. But hopefully FEW can help you.
Yes, I'm sure we do. So, I think we have another question. So I've heard this advice so many times that the founder has to spend 50% of the time meeting and talking to potential new hires. Is this even possible? What would you think is a good amount of time dedicated to meeting new potential hires?
Okay. Put it this way, I'm not sure 50% is the right number, but I think the meaning is really important. Is for every entrepreneur, every founders, they have to spend enough time to do hire, because I think as I said, because the company is not really big and there's no written core values. I mean, prove the culture in the company. But when you hire the first few employees, or even more importantly, when you try to find a good partner to partner with you on the entrepreneurial company, you have to really understand them because they actually represent your company. Because I mean, if I'm a employee of a 10,000 employee company, I mean, that's not a matter what I said because people already know. I mean, what that brand is, what the company is. But if I'm an employee of a two-people company, what I said is really important because people don't know about the company. They only, I mean, either, I mean, have an idea from me and from what I said. So I think you have to spend very enough time to deal with new hires in every entrepreneurial company. But that's obviously I know. I mean, it's a challenge because all the entrepreneurs want to. Oh, I have a great idea. I need to execute it. I need to expand my business as soon as possible. Capture the market opportunity. Talk to potential partner. But before you do that, think about it. If you can have a good hire, actually you have not only yourself but two people doing that. If you have good 5 hires, you can become six people.
True.
Effort to do that.
True.
So obviously it's not easy to get balance.
It's very worth spending the time.
Yeah.
Thank you. So next question is on fashion business.
Mm-hmm.
So how do a fashion company like a new startup attract angel funding or any kind of funding? The reason is fashion. It's like very trendy. You can be very popular,
yep,
like a brand. You can be very popular in 1 or 2 seasons, and then the next one comes in,
right,
because it doesn't last in a certain way. So what is the key point for funds to invest in fashion business?
Mm-hmm. I would say actually it's not an easy industry to attract funding. The reason, just as you mentioned, I think there's a couple others industry like this. For example, movie industry. You can be very successful in one movie, but the next one there's no guarantee, right? So I think that actually comes to the core competency of the company. So for some movie company, they always can be very successful. The reason is because they have a very good team that can produce the movie. So for the fashion brand, I believe probably it can apply the same. If you can have a very good designer, obviously, good or bad is only, decided by the market. But at the end of the day, you have a better chance to grab the market. And if you have a very strong distribution channel, that actually is also a very important feature, because you know that maybe you don't have a really the best one in that season, but at the end of the day you have a good distribution network. You can still sell your products. Maybe the revenue is not as good as it can be, but still this kind of infrastructure, this kind of the core competency that actually helps difficult industry. So when we look at this kind of different industry, we are actually looking at this kind of a core thing that can survive or sustain in the seasons in the future.
So here we have another question from the audience. Ji Yang. Hello, Ji Yang. Hi. So her question is, should I scale down my business to improve profitability?
Okay. I would say that really depends on your cost structure of the company. So if your cost is really focused on a variable cost, obviously if you cut down your business, you can probably got a better result. But that also depends on your margin. Your marginal extra selling margin and your marginal cost. You need to compare those numbers. But one thing I would say is normally if you are in a business that you want to develop, those business normally can give you an economy of scale. If your business cannot give you an economy of scale, there's some issues on that because you can't grow it big. And also, a lot of business that cannot give you economy of scale, they should give you economy of scope. What it means is, maybe you just sell one product to your customers and earn that kind of money. And if you sell 2 similar products to same customers, actually you can earn more. So that means the economy of scale. So I think that actually is very important too. If your business is neither have an economy of scale nor economy of scale, then it will be a very difficult business.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Jiang, for raising the question. So we are running out of time now, but thank you for all these meaningful, intellectually stimulating questions from the audience. And thank you, Claudius, for your time today.
Thank you, everyone, and hopefully to see you soon.
So I would like to remind everybody that our live stream is on every Thursday. So please remember to log in next Thursday also for our next session. And reminder also that if you like this kind of conversation, I think we really want to invite you to become a member of FEW. So thank you so much for your time and see you next Thursday.
See you. Bye.